Connects, where we help business owners live with intention. I'm Gordon.
And I'm Matt.
And we are excited today, Matt, because we have a wonderful guest, an old friend of the pod, hasn't been on the pod yet, but someone we know very well, Becca Djuric from BlueCo.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's good. It's good to see you. We really is. So this is pretty straightforward. This is a networking group that we're all in, right? So we do focus a little bit on networking and want to get your take on it and business in general, but we always like to just get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and who you are, maybe?
Absolutely. So I am originally from Illinois.
Cool.
Moved here about 3.5, 4 years ago.
Cool.
Weather is much nicer. Pollen, not so much, but I'll still take the warmer.
We're in the middle of the pollen.
Yes. But this year, I finally convinced my fiance not to open any windows. After
really?
the last 2 years where there was just pollen coating on the
He's like
inside.
a window guy. He's like, I got to open the windows all the
Yeah,
time.
and so this year I was just like, if I find one window open, there's going to be hell to pay. But so there's been no windows open.
Good.
So,
Very good.
awesome. But yes, moved here. My parents had retired here, and I was originally a banquet manager at a restaurant in Illinois. COVID happened, therefore no events or banquets. So I just applied to a ton of jobs in North Carolina. I wanted a break anyways, and it was perfect timing. Took the first one I got at an accounting firm,
Okay.
which is, accounting is not my jam, but it worked out well. The founder of BlueCo is Jason Wyden, and Rachel Davis is his accountant. And I worked part-time for him when he started Bio1, a biohazard company. Ended up running that for him with my fiance up until last July. And we opened BlueCo, and I was so excited about it that I just said, do you have anybody that's going to run it? And he said no. So I said, okay, well, I will be. So
That's awesome.
that's where I'm at now. Yeah.
You just kind of took the bull by the horns, it sounds like.
Did, yes. Jason knows me pretty well by now.
That's awesome.
That's cool. And I think when we met, you were working with Bio1, and that's like disaster cleanup sort of stuff, but like, nasty stuff kind of.
Very
right?
much so.
Regular household,
Yeah.
made kind of stuff for like household cleanup. It's more extreme kind of stuff. Am I correct?
Anything that you don't want to clean up in general. I won't go into specifics, but anything gross, or anything that's unsafe that you need special training to clean up is we did, and it's just a 24/7 business.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding helping others, but mentally it was a little straining for me for a while.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but it was not something that I could see myself doing for the rest of my life.
Understood. And so then this opportunity with BlueCo comes up, and I mean, did you kind of pitch a vision? How did you convince him to do that? I mean, maybe he already knew you pretty well. He was just like, yeah, that makes sense. You could just run this thing. So is that kind of how it worked?
Yeah, well, it's funny. So BlueCo, the idea of it kind of came through Bio1. We had all of our stuff at just a regular storage facility, which we had our dump trailer stolen from there. It just wasn't safe. And then you see so many people in the service industry with similar situations at a storage unit, just meeting with their team out in the parking lot in the baking sun. It just wasn't cohesive. And so it came the idea. Jason's also the founder of Raleigh Founded. This place, exactly. So he was very familiar with co-working buildings and things like that, but there was really nothing for service-based industries. So hence BlueCo, comes from blue collar.
Cool.
But yeah, you want me to go into a little bit of what BlueCo is all about?
Yeah, tell us, what is the BlueCo exactly? Yeah.
We actually have another member from our group who just announced that they're going to be in that space too, Gabby's and Pals and everything over there.
I'm very excited about it, yes.
Yes. That'll be cool. That's such an awesome operation. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you are aware of that, what they're doing and was part of that process.
Slowly but surely I'm, getting everybody from PNG over to BlueCo.
There you go. Sounds great.
Awesome. So regular co-working is more for, I would say, like tech industry or like office-based jobs.
Yeah.
With this, we have a warehouse and co-warehousing, so it's surmountable units. Some brand new companies, just startups, they start with a very small unit. When their company grows, their unit grows. It's wonderful. We have some other companies that have been around for years, and they have larger units. But with those units, you have your own personal ones as well as additional shared space, shared amenities like pallet jacks, dollies, carts, forklift. There's loading docks, and we also have fleet parking. So it's great for any company like Bio1 that can store their vehicles there, that's completely safe, security 24/7. But say they want to clean out their trucks, they pull it up to the dock, to get everything out, then they can put all their stuff in their unit as well. It's just one cohesive way to go. And then, like regular co-working, we also have office space and co-working space. So it's just everything that you could need for a service
There's
industry
coffee and
company.
Wi-Fi and all kinds. Just the
Coffee,
same
tea,
stuff.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
yeah, utilities included, absolutely.
And what's been the response to that? Have you guys seen like, oh, this has been something that people really like, or have they talked about like, oh, I wish I could have this, or I wish I could have this? I mean, I'm sure it's an iterative process here, right?
Honestly, the number one response is just, I wish this would have been around years ago.
Yeah.
It was just, there's really nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just anything that if people have specific requests, we make it happen.
Nice.
We have a great contractor who's helping us build our second building at the moment, which is scheduled to open towards the end of April. So
Can you tell us where?
it's right across the street from the first one. So
Really?
it's-
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because you bought the two buildings right across. I went through this when they were building it because I was looking for space for my stuff, and I was like, it wasn't a fit for me because I need something a little different. But it's a very impressive space. I mean, you had a second floor that you can go up. Like you built second floor storage units with like a big elevator, like a freight elevator and stuff.
Yep, we have on the mezzanine, there's garage doors that go up. So like Bio1 has the unit on the mezzanine, and we just use a forklift and help them put all their stuff up.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect.
Wild.
So because I didn't know about this until we talked on the phone, and I learned that that's what your new endeavor was. How new of a I guess space or company is this? Is this months old? Is this years old? How new is this to Raleigh?
So the first building, 510, opened in July.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
So less than a year. Nice. Okay. Very good. And then the next one is due to be open end of April, you said?
Correct.
Just right across the street from
And
the first
then,
one.
then there are plans to open 2-3 more in the next 2-3 years.
Perfect.
Usually around the Triangle area. We're trying to look for some in Durham, Wake Forest, Raleigh, and Cary.
Very good. And then where exactly is it located in the Raleigh area?
So it's on 510 Pylon Drive. It's right off of like Blue Ridge.
Yes, I know where that is. Yeah, that's actually closer to where my office is, I think.
Yeah,
so.
right down there by what's the Neomond is right there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Your favorite.
Oh, I love it so much. It's my favorite.
So
thing.
good.
It really
so,
is.
So good.
So what's been a challenge of yours just transitioning careers, and what's something that you've maybe learned about networking in terms of BlueCo? Because that sounds like that's part of the gig. Maybe it's just like letting people know what it is and getting to know people. Has that been part of your role?
100%. The biggest challenge for me was going from working from home to working in a whole community.
Yeah.
So a little distracting at times when I'm trying to get things done, but I enjoy it very much. My favorite thing, and people say this all the time, like, oh, it's a community. It truly is. It's the reason why I enjoy my job. Everyone wants to help each other. We also have networking events. We had a P&G group that came for our grand opening. We also, once the second building does open, we're going to have a grand opening party as well as just monthly other events. And on April 25th, we're doing a lunch and learn with Emily Winters. It's about social media and how to grow that for your business in 2024.
Perfect. Very good.
There's like auxiliary services around other things, marketing and accounting and things like that to help
And
people.
legal,
Is that
yeah.
right? Interesting. So tell us a little bit more about kind of your background before this and like how you've gotten to this point. So you said you're from Illinois, you're working in the restaurant business. What were some things that, did you have any experiences earlier in your career that have led you to be like, oh, I'm prepared for this?
I would say the least favorite thing about my personality that I hate is like adapting to new things and change. But my best trait is apparently adaptability because I keep getting myself into jobs with it. Working in the restaurant industry, there's always something going on, so you got to adapt fast, and I think that's truly prepared me for this. And at BlueCo, we have anyone and anything. We have the biohazard company, we have car detailers, we have e-commerce, we have people that build cooling units for laptops, window companies, really anything you name it. But just adapting to all of their specific wants and needs is really interesting. I've learned a lot about, well, driving a forklift. Yes.
Do you get to drive the
There you go. Are
forklift?
you
I
forklift
do.
certified and everything? All
I'm
that stuff?
almost, yes.
yeah.
So finishing that up, but yes, I've been practicing quite a lot.
Gotcha.
Little scary at
It's
first,
a weird piece of equipment to get used to.
You've
for
driven a forklift too?
I have, yeah. Job before at Menards in when we lived in Missouri. We got to get
Save big money at
right.
Menards.
The little jingle is stuck
beautiful.
in the back of my head. Yep, I'm sure you're well
welcome.
aware of that being from Illinois.
You're welcome.
Oh, yes.
I'm from Indiana, so we have Menards
Yep.
as well.
but all right, Midwest here. huh?
Midwest, that's right. Yeah, Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's Meyer, isn't it? Do you Meyer
Singular.
grocery
Oh, yes.
store?
Yep.
And then you got the Menards. What else is like Midwest?
Julasco?
Yeah, I guess it's like Chicago and Illinois.
Okay.
Because we don't have those in Indiana.
Oh, no, okay.
We're not good enough. We
Well,
have
maybe
corn.
someday.
They say, you ever heard that thing, there's more than corn in Indiana? There's actually not.
No.
It's actually not
I
true.
would say, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. I do, when we go home for Christmas, I do drive through Indiana, and it's usually just
Straight corn.
straight
yeah.
cornfields.
Gotcha.
What's been your favorite part about North Carolina?
The weather.
Yeah.
I don't miss the brutal winters
Yeah.
and the lake chill, but I do miss the food.
Really?
Oh yeah, Chicago deep dish pizza, Italian beef,
there you go.
Portillo's. Yes, that's probably the biggest thing that I do miss. But the weather, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you
it's
found a
hard to
restaurant
pass up.
around here you really like?
We've tried so many different things. Pimento cheese is such a huge deal here.
Oh man, that's
don't
my
get it.
thing. I love
Really?
pimento cheese.
See, I
Oh yeah,
know.
Yeah, my
I
wife's
grew up with
obsessed.
it, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like grits. It's like one of those southern staples to me. It's just I can't get enough of it. That's just my thing.
Biscuitville, I had tried it for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
I think I burnt myself out because I just went nonstop because I was
You
obsessed.
can get lost in the sauce.
That first
with
spicy
Biscuitville.
honey chicken biscuit, you're
Oof.
like, oh boy.
Boy,
I
Need
yes.
another one right now.
I was like, but it's crazy watching just the drive-through, the line of it. Like Sundays, it's like 30 cars down the main street. So, yeah. I won't sit in that, but I will sit in about 10 cars. I
got
love
you.
it that much.
I got you.
Doable. That's doable.
So, from a networking perspective, what has led to you? What has been successful for you in networking? You come to these meetings. What else do you do, and what have you learned in networking over the last few years?
Well, my first PNG meeting, I'd been working from home, and so I hadn't been around people all that much. And I went and hid in the bathroom at first when 5 people came right up to me, and I was just like, oh my. Then it's been wonderful. It has truly branched me out, made me pulled out my extroverted side, and I enjoy it. It's healthier than just sitting at home, not being around people as much, and it makes the day go by faster. And it's just seeing the different ways that you can help people and help grow their business, and even just like a give and a take. It's interesting to watch, and it's just very rewarding.
For
Yeah.
sure. And you even mentioned this before, where it's really about the community, especially it sounds like with BlueCo, where regardless of whether you're introvert or extrovert or not, I think we're all designed to have that and need certain degrees of that for sure. So I can see how that big change right away after COVID would have been a lot to get used to again. I'm curious, has there been any other skills you would have said you have adapted or kind of added to your tool belt, if you will, from the different endeavors that you've jumped from moving from Illinois to here with BlueCo, besides your hated and best quality of being adaptable and everything like that?
I've learned more about sales and giving tours. It's very fun now. Jason and I compete on who can give a better tour. So neither of us will admit the other one's better, but someday we will come to a
Right.
decision. But
Lead a competition. That'd be a good YouTube video.
There you
right?
go.
that would actually.
We can be judges.
I'd love it. Let's set it up.
Becca wins.
That's it, right,
See,
immediately.
you guys are on my side.
You can
I love
buy.
it.
You can buy us off. I can be bought. That's all I'm saying.
Bacon.
Biscuitville, that's all.
Biscuitville, there
One
we go.
word.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Neomond. No, I know the way to your heart.
You know me. It's me and mine.
It's also learning more about all the little niche things that all the service industries need and just how to accommodate that. I've learned a lot about electricity and electrical work, just having we have a EV car. He works on those, and so just getting the voltage that he needs. It was I've learned a lot about contract work and construction, more than
for
I
sure.
thought I would ever
A
need to
lot
know.
of different skills for sure.
But-
What would you say the most challenging one has been that you've been able to learn and kind of add to your skill sets?
Well, I mean, I went from like ramming the pallet jack into my foot every time I tried to use it, to one of the first times I drove the forklift, taking something off the back of a truck. It was pretty much painful for all watching. So I went in over the weekend because I was like, I'm going to practice when nobody's watching. And it was an adjustment, but I very much enjoy actually having that skill.
Gotcha.
What do you do for fun?
I read.
Yeah.
I love reading. Also, I have a six-year-old chocolate lab
Oh.
who's
There we go.
my whole life.
What's his or her name?
His name is Avery.
Avery. Very
Yes, he's very much an only child, but
Gotcha.
yes.
No kids or anything?
No,
Gotcha.
we are trying, but well, I'll let you know when it happens.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it really is.
I hear it changes your world. I'll find out at some point.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But so you said reading is a big thing. Do you have a favorite book and a current book?
Right now, I'm actually really excited. So my fiance is not a huge reader, but so I've been getting them on Audible, so that I enjoy reading it and then listening to it afterwards. But I got into it's Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Djuric.
Okay.
It's kind of a sci-fi paranormal
Sweet.
genre, yeah. So he was so into it, and we listened to the first book. It's about 20 hours on Audible. Finished it in 2 days.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Must be a good one.
Obsessed.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it sounds like you sort of like the lush, big narratives, right? They dive deep into things and have some sci-fi, have some interesting stuff going on. Is that probably fair to say?
Oh yeah, it's like your own little get out of my head, a different
yeah.
world. I enjoy that. That's how I de-stress.
Yeah,
So.
that makes complete sense. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, what's your goal with BlueCo the next year or two? What are some of the things that you're looking at and saying, we need to do this, I need to do this personally, I want to learn this skill? Anything out there that you're kind of excited about right now?
Just this is like I would say the ground ship for all the future ones. So just getting everything locked into place. So if say anything goes wrong, I have that number of the vendor, or I have who to call. And just also, what's been really nice is we do a work study program with NC State. So we have
Very
2
cool.
interns, and it's a way to help them grow if they enjoy it. When they graduate, it's possible that we can have one of them run one of the warehouses that opens up. So.
That's sweet.
Perfect. Perfect.
That's
You
really-
guys see this capping at 5 buildings? Do you see this growing, all the way across, east to west of the city? Do you see this going out of state? Or is this more of a Raleigh thing, do you think?
No, it's going to expand rapidly. It's just once everything is up and set, it's just going to hit the ground running. There is a real estate side to BlueCo as well, so there's investments in that as well. Once that takes off, I think I know they're already looking at a few other buildings to buy right now. So yeah, but I know there'll be 10 at least for sure,
Gotcha.
but I could see it going all over the U.S.
That's cool.
That's very exciting.
And then
Very
they'll
exciting
make a WeWork style documentary about it. About all the drama. Like Becca's gonna be in the middle of it. Just kidding. You guys won't have any drama at all, I hope.
They're just behind closed doors. No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
exactly.
No, it's all fun. Any problem, having problems and just figuring out how to solve them is
That's
surprisingly
business.
enjoyable.
That's a
yeah.
business,
yeah.
I mean, it's most of life, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
right.
just like,
True.
that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
It's true.
And it's just, you just can't give up. You've got to, I think there was something you mentioned earlier where, and I always try to pull out a little snippet of each one, and then that becomes like my YouTube headline, right? It'll be like, making your own opportunities or whatever.
Oh, just don't put that snippet as me hiding in the bathroom, please.
It will be. It'll be hide in the bathroom. No, but I think the term that stuck with me that I don't typically ask, but I'll ask you. It was breaking through the overwhelm, and it sounds like you had to do that a little bit,
Yes.
and, just you as a person, and I do it too sometimes, and it's just like you get overwhelmed with stuff and you want to shut down, but if you break through that overwhelm, you sort of the clouds part and you're on smooth seas. Is that sort of kind of how you feel sometimes?
100%.
Okay.
Right now, I think we're going to be the building across the street, 517, that is not even open yet, is already 50-60% full.
Wow.
I think we're going to be full up in both buildings.
That's so cool.
Very
That's
soon.
very, very cool.
So it's overwhelming at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd rather have it be overwhelming
That's
than
a
just
great
sitting around
problem.
doing nothing.
Yep.
For sure.
That's fabulous. How can people find out more about you and BlueCo and how to get in touch with y'all?
Well, we have a website, bluecowarehousing.com.
Okay.
You can book a tour.
Perfect.
With Becca, and then
Yes.
maybe book one with Jason and see which one you like better.
Please let me know. But you're all on my side.
Gotcha.
No, but yeah, you can book a tour, or you can always get a hold of me through PNG or any of, since we're a community here, a networking group, all of y'all can pass along my information. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
And
Perfect.
then, Matt, you want to tell people how they can be involved
Yeah,
with this?
so as you've heard multiple times, we are a part of a networking group called PNG, stands for Purpose Networking Group, specifically Purpose Networking Group of Raleigh, as this podcast is titled. But we're truly focused on, instead of other groups where it may be more focused on what can I get or what can I take from other folks, it's what can I give, what can I do for my fellow business person, businesswoman, to really help us all do better, because when we all do better, we all do better, as cliche and catchy, corny as that may sound. Well, we meet Wednesday mornings, every second, third, and fourth Wednesday of the month. And the first Wednesday, we have an evening social at Yard House in North Hills, from 5 to 7 for the social, and then we meet at 8:30 at Raleigh Founded off Capitol and Crabtree.
That's right.
So
So
that's
next
what we're about.
Wednesday, meeting at Yard House.
Yes. Come
First
all,
of the
come
month.
one, come all. Appetizers, just hanging out, good time. Lots of drinks, whatever you want.
That's right.
Make
And
it
you can
happen.
check this podcast out, Purpose Podcast Raleigh. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube anytime you like. Purpose Podcast Raleigh. We really, really appreciate you all listening, watching, subscribing, liking. Thank you so much. Becca, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Always lovely to chat. And we
pleasure.
appreciate you coming on the official Purpose Podcast. Have a good day. Thanks, guys.
Until next time.